Okay, I'm going to use the Heirloom Traditions stain and show you how I put it on. So I have a cheap little paintbrush here, bought at the hardware store, and I'm just gonna paint it on. It goes on like a, you'll see here, it goes on very thick, like a paint. It definitely smells like a stain, looks like a stain, but it goes on really thick because it's got a top coat to it. And so I'm just gonna paint it on the your standard, like this, your standard paints. And let me get this whole board covered here, and then I'll show you. So what I do is I paint the entire board with the paintbrush, and then I come back over it. I take a dry terry cloth towel, and let me set that to the side here. I'm going to grab my terry cloth towel. I've done a couple of boards already, and let me just show you here. This is what the board is going to look like. Excuse my dogs. So there's the board now. And I'm going to set this back down so I can do my wipe down, and I'll turn sideways here. So I'm going to take my board and my dry towel. I've done a couple of pieces, so it's kind of nasty, but I'm just going to take that and I'm going to cover the length of the board, and I'm just going to drag it down one time down the board, the full length of the board. Now, I missed some spots as I went down. As you can see, it's lighter in some spots and darker in others. I'm going to put this back down so I can get a better grip on my rag. Holding with one hand is not the best scenario, and I really should have this on my other hand, but I took it off for the camera. So basically, I'm going to re-drag it. Normally, you don't want to really drag the paint twice because you rub too much of it off. And the stain, I'm sorry, but the stain is very sensitive, that if you were to paint in sections, so I'll just use this as an example. If I were to stain this area and then drag and then stain this area, what it's gonna do is it's gonna leave a spot where the two areas meet. So you definitely want to try to pick a good area of length and fully work, paint it on thick, and then pull it back off in the same amount of time. And you'll see, here's my finished board on this one. It's got a lot of movement in the board, but it also adds, from dragging the towel, it also adds a little bit to it, and it gives it a real beautiful kind of rustic look. So that's how we use the gel stains. Hope you enjoyed.